Sabaka makes Skip ask me if I like the image, their faces of coal veined with silver. It's good, I say. Хорошо, says Skip. The earth weeps precious metal, I say. The world's working people weep at the tyranny of capital. Skip guffaws, but translates, and Sabaka reaches under table and seizes my thigh in murderous pinch of conspiracy. November 12th. Back in Moscow, lunch at WU, Sabaka in fine form, must have chopped off somebody's index finger this morning. Says trip to Irkutsk hazardous, airport might get snowed in, he. Suggests Kazakhstan instead. I say, why not? Nichevo. Eyeball to eyeball. He toasts Jack London, I toast Pushkin. He does Hemingway, I do Turgenev. I do Nabokov, he counters with John Reed. His mouth engulfs the glass and crunches. I think of what my dentist would say, my beautiful gold caps. November 19th. I ask Kate where Sabaka is. She pretends not to hear. Skip tells me later he was friend of Khrushchev. Hung on for a while, now non-person. I miss him. My strange weakness for cops and assassins. Their sense of craftsmanship. 3. November 1st. Off to Caucasus with Skip, Mrs. R., Kate. Fog, no planes for 24 hours. Airport crammed with hordes of sleeping. Soldiers, peasants, an epic patience. Sleeping on clothy heaps of each other, no noise of complaint. Many types of soldier uniform, long coats. Kate, after 12 hours, bullies way onto plane, pointing to me as guest of the state. Fierce performance. Engines screaming, officials screaming, she screaming. Get on plane at 2 a.m., amid bundles, chickens, gypsies, sit opposite pair of plump fortune-tellers who groan and, very discreetly, throw up all the way to Tbilisi. Ears ache in descent, no pressurization. Birds in airport, in and out, remind of San Juan. Happy, sleepless. Sun on hills, flowers like oleanders. Hotel as in Florida Keys in Bogart movies. Sour early morning service, a bracing sense of the sinister. Great fist-shaking Lenin statue in traffic circle. Flies buzz in room. November 2nd. Slept till noon. Reynolds wakes with phone call. He and Mrs. caught later plane. Cowboys and Indians, even my escorts have escorts. We go in 2 cars to Pantheon on Hill. Georgian escort, lantern-jawed professor of aesthetics. Cemetery full of funny alphabet. Big stone, he says, with almost tear in eye, called simply Mother. Reynolds clues me sotto voce it's Stalin's mother. Had been statue of S here, so big it killed 2 workmen when they pulled it down. Supper with many Georgian poets, toasts in white wine. My own keep calling them Russians, which Kate corrects in translation to Georgians. Author of epic infatuated with Mrs. R. Strawberry blonde from Wisconsin. Puts hands on thighs, kisses throat. Skip grins sheepishly. What he's here for, to improve relations. Cable car down the mountain. Tbilisi a spangle under us, all drunk. Singing done in pit of throat, many vibrations, hillbilly mournfulness. Back to bed, same flies buzz. November 3rd. Car ride to Mukstieta, oldest church in Christendom. Professor of aesthetics ridicules God, chastity, everybody winces. Scaldingly clear blue sky. Church a ruddy octagonal ruin with something ancient and pagan in the center. Went to lunch with snowy-haired painter of breasts. These painters of a sleazy ethnic softness, of flesh like pastel landscapes, landscapes like pastel flesh. Where are the real artists, the cartoonists who fill Crocodile with fanged bankers and cadaverous Adenauers, the anonymous Chardins of industrial detail? Hidden from me, like missile sites and working ports. Of the Russian cake, they give me only frosting. By train to Armenia. We all share a 4-bunk sleeper. Ladies undress below me. See Kate's hand dislodge beige buttoned canvasy thing. See circlet of lace flick past Ellen Reynolds' pale round knee. Closeted with female flesh and Skip's supercilious snore, expect to stay awake, but fall asleep in top bunk like child among nurses. Yerevan station at dawn. The women, puffy-eyed and mussed, claim night of total insomnia. Difficulty of women sleeping on trains, boats, where men are soothed. Distrust of machinery? Sexual stimulation. Claire saying she used to come just sitting on vibrating subway seat. Never the IRT, only the IND. Took at least 5 stops. November 4th. Svarts Nots, Armenian Cathedral. Old bones in gold bands. Our escort has withered arm, war record, dear smile, writing long novel about 1905 uprising. New city, pink and mauve stone. Old one, Asiatic heaped rubble. Ruins of Alexander's palace, passed through on way to India. Gorgeous gorge. November 5th, Lake Sivan. Grim, gray, sulfuric beach. Lowered lake 6 feet to irrigate land. Land dry and rosy. Back at hotel, man stopped in lobby, recognized me. Here from Fresno, visiting relatives, said he couldn't finish The Chosen, asked for autograph. Dinner with Armenian science fiction writers. Kate in her element. They want to know if I know Ray Bradbury, Marshall McLuhan, Vance Packard, Mitchell Wilson. I don't. Oh, I say I know Normand Podhoretz, and they ask if he wrote Naked and Dead. November 6th. Long drive to Working Monastery. 2 monks live in it. Chapel carved from solid rock. Bushes full of little strips of cloth. People make a wish. Kate borrows my handkerchief, tears off strip. Ties to bush, make a wish. Blushes when I express surprise. Ground littered with sacrificial bones. In courtyard, band of farmers having ceremonial cookout honoring birth of son. Insist we join them. Reynolds's tickled pink. Hard for American diplomats to get to clam bake like this. Real people. Priest, scruffy, sly fellow with gold fangs in beard. Armenians all wearing sneakers look like Soroyan characters. Flies in wine, gobbets of warm lamb. Blessings, toasts heavily directed toward our giggling round-kneed, strawberry blonde L&R. As we left, we glimpsed real monk walking along tumble-down parapet. Unexpectedly young, pale, expressionless, very remote. A spy? Dry lands make best saints. Reynolds's, both sick from effects of People's Feast, confined to hotel while Kate and I, hardened sinners, iron stomachs, go to dinner with white-haired artist, painter of winsome faces, slow eyes, humanoid fruit, etc. November 7th. Woke to band music. Today, Revolution Day. Should be in Red Square, but Kate talked me out of it. Smaller, similar parade here in square outside hotel. Overlook while eating breakfast of blini and caviar, parade of soldiers, red flags, equipment enlarging phallically up to rockets, then athletes in different colors like gumdrops, swarm at end of children, people, citizens, red dresses conspicuous. Kate kept clucking tongue and saying she hates war. Reynolds's, still rocky, hardly eat. Ellen admires my digestive toughness, I indifferent to her praise. Am I falling in love with Kate? Feel insecure away from her side. Listen to her clear throat and toss in hotel room next to me. We walk in sun. I jostle to get between her and withered arm. Jealous when they talk in Ruski. Remember her blush when she tied half my torn hanky to that supernatural bush. What was her wish? Time to leave romantic Armenia. Back to Moscow by 10. Ears ache fearfully in descent. Bitter cold, dusting of snow. Napoleon trembles. 4. This sample letter, never sent, was found enclosed in the journal. Claire appears to have been the predecessor in Bech's affections of Miss Norma Latchet, reprinted by permission, all rights copyright, Henry Bech. Dear Claire, I am back in Moscow after 3 days in Leningrad, an Italian opera set begrimed by years in an Arctic warehouse and populated by 1 million out-of-work baritone villains. Today, the American ambassador gave me a dinner to which no Russians came, because of something they think we did in the Congo, and I spent the whole time discussing shoes with Mrs. Ambassador, who hails originally, as she put it, from Charleston. She even took her shoe off so I could hold it. It was strange, warm, small. How are you? Can you feel my obsolete ardor? Can you taste the brandy? I live luxuriously in the hotel where visiting plenipotentiaries from the Emperor of China are lodged, and Arabs in white robes leave oil trails down the hall. There may be an entire floor of English homosexual defectors made over on the model of Cambridge Diggs. Lord, it's lonely, and bits of you, the silken depression beside each ankle bone, the downy rhomboidal small of your back, pester me at night as I lie in exiled majesty, my laborious breathing being taped by 80 OGPU rookies. You were so beautiful. What happened? Was it all me, my fearful professional gloom, my Flauberian syphilitic impotence? Or was it your shop-girl go-go brass that held like a pornographic novel in a bureau, your left nipple was the drawer pull, a Quaker A student from Darien? We turned each other inside out, it seemed to me, and made all those steak restaurants in the East 50s light up like seraglios under bombardment. I will never be so young again. I am transported around here like a brittle curio. Plug me into the nearest socket and I spout red, white, and blue. The Soviets like me because I am redolent of the oppressive 30s. I like them for the same reason. You, on the other hand, were all 60s. A bath of sequins and glowing pubic tendrils. Forgive my unconscionable distance, our preposterous, prideful parting, the way our miraculously synchronized climaxes came to nothing, like novae. Oh, I send you such airmail lost love, Claire, from this very imaginary place. The letter may beat the plane home and jump into your refrigerator and nestle against the illuminated parsley as if we had never said unforgivable things. H. Folded into the letter as a kind of postscript, a picture postcard. On the obverse in bad color, a picture of an iron statue, male. On the reverse, this message. Dear Claire, what I meant to say in my unsent letter was that you were so good to me, good for me. There was a goodness in me you brought to birth. Virtue is so rare. I thank you forever. The man on the other side is Mayakovsky, who shot himself and thereby won Stalin's undying love, Henry. Gay with Sputnik stamps, it passed through the mails uncensored and was waiting for him when he at last returned from his travels and turned the key of his stifling, airless, unchanged apartment. It lay on the floor, strenuously canceled. Claire had slipped it under the door. The lack of any accompanying note was eloquent. They never communicated again, though for a time Bech would open the telephone directory to the page where her number was encircled and hold it on his lap. Editor. Appendix B, Bibliography. 1. Books by Henry Bech, born 1923, died 19-blank. Travel Light, novel, New York, The Vellum Press, 1955. London, J.J. Goldschmidt, 1957. Brother Pig, novella, New York, The Vellum Press, 1957. London, J.J. Goldschmidt, 1958. When the Saints, miscellany. Contents, Uncles and Dibbocks, Subway Gum, A Vote for Social Unconsciousness, Soft-Boiled Sergeants, The Vanishing Wisecrack, Graffiti, Sunsets Over Jersey, The Arabian Nights at Your Own Pace, Orthodoxy and Orthodontics, Rag Bag, collection of book reviews, Displeased in the Dark, collection of cinema reviews, 43 untitled paragraphs under the head of Tumblr's Clicking, New York, The Vellum Press, 1958. The Chosen, novel, New York, The Vellum Press, 1963, London, J.J. Goldschmidt, 1963. The Best of Bech, anthology, London, J.J. Goldschmidt, 1968, contains Brother Pig and selected essays from When the Saints. Think Big, novel, in progress. 2. Uncollected articles and short stories. Straighten Yo Shoulders, Boy, Liberty, 34, 33, August 21st, 1943, 62 to 63. Home for Hanukkah, Saturday Evening Post, 217, 2, January 8, 1944, 45 to 46, 129 to 133. Kosher Considerations, Yank, 4, 4, January 26, 1944, 6. Rough Crossing, Collier's, 44, February 22, 1944, 23 to 25. London Under Buzz Bombs, New Leader, 27/11, March 11th, 1944, 9. The Cockney Girl, story, 14/3, May to June, 1944, 68 to 75. V-Mail from Brooklyn, Saturday Evening Post, 217/25, June 31st, 1944, 28 to 29, 133 to 137. Letter from Normandy, New Leader, 27/29, July 15th, 1944, 6. Hey Yank, Liberty, 35/40, September 17th, 1944, 48 to 49. Letter from the Bulge, New Leader, 28/1, January 3, 1945, 6. Letter from the Reichstag, New Leader, 28/23, June 9, 1945, 4. Fräulein, kommen Sie hier bitte. The Partisan Review, 12 October 1945, 413 to 431. Rubble, poem, Tomorrow, 4/7, December 1945, 45. Soap, poem, The Nation, 162, June 22nd, 1946, 751. Ivan in Berlin, commentary, 1/5, August 1946, 68 to 77. Jiggity Jig, Liberty, 27/47, October 15th, 1946, 38 to 39. Novels from the Wreckage, New York Times Book Review, 52, January 19, 1947, 6. The bulk of Bech's reviews, articles, and essays and prose poems, 1947 to 58, were reprinted in When the Saints, see above. Only exceptions are listed below. My favorite reading in 1953, New York Times Book Review, 67, December 25, 1953, 2. Smokestacks, poem, poetry, 84/5, August 1954, 249 to 50. Larme de Rire, poem, accent, 15/4, autumn 1955, 101. Why I Will Vote for Adlai Stevenson Again, part of paid political advertisement printed in various newspapers, October 1956. My Favorite Salad, McCall's, 34/4, April 1957, 88. Nihilistic, me? Interview with Lewis Nichols. New York Times Book Review, 61, October 12, 1957, 17 to 18, 43. Rain King for a Day, New Republic, 143, January 19, 1959, 22 to 23. The Eisenhower Years, Instant Nostalgia, Esquire, 54/8, August 1960, 54 to 61. Lay Off, Norman, The New Republic, 141/22, May 14, 1960, 1920. Bogey, The Tick That Told All, Esquire, 55, 10, October 1960, 44 to 45, 108 to 111. The Landscape of Orgasm, House and Garden, 21, 3, December 1960, 136 to 141. Super Screw, Big Table, 2, 3, summer 1961, 64 to 79. The Moth on the Pin, commentary, 31, March 1961, 223 to 224. Iris and Muriel and Atropos, New Republic, 144, 20, May 15th, 1961, 16 to 17. MGM in the USA, commentary, 32, October 1961, 305 to 316. My Favorite Christmas Carol, Playboy, 8, 12, December 1961, 289. The Importance of Beginning with a B, Barth, Borges, and Others, commentary, 33, February 1962, 136 to 142. Down in Dallas, poem, New Republic, 144, 49, December 2, 1963, 28. My Favorite Three Books of 1963, New York Times Book Review, 67, December 19th, 1963, 2. Daniel Fuchs, An Appreciation Commentary, 41, 2, February 1964, 39 to 45. Silence, The Hudson Review, 18, Summer 1964, 258 to 275. Rough Notes from Sardom, commentary, 41, 2, February 1965, 39 to 47. Frightened Under Kindly Skies, poem, Prairie Schooner, 39, 2, Summer 1965, 134. The Eternal Feminine as It Hits Me, contribution to a symposium, Rogue, 3-2, February 1966, 69. Whatever Happened to Jason Honeygale, Esquire, 61, 9, September 1966, 70 to 73, 194 to 198. Romanticism Under Truman, A Reminiscence, New American Review 3, April 1968, 59 to 81. My Three Least Favorite Books of 1968, Book World, 6, December 20th, 1968, 13. 3. Critical Articles Concerning Selected List. Prescott, Orville. More Dirt, New York Times, October 12, 1955. Weeks, Edward. Traveling Light, Heavy Reading, Atlantic Monthly, 201-10, October 1955, 131 to 132. Kirkus Service, Virginia. Search for Meaning in Speed, 24, October 11th, 1955. Time, Vroom, 72-17, October 12th, 1955, 98. McManaway, Father Patrick X, Spiritual Emptiness Found Behind Handlebars, Commonweal, 72-19, October 12th, 1955, 387 to 388. Angles, Jonas, Consumer Society Burlesqued, Progressive, 21-35, October 20th, 1955, 22. Kazin, Alfred, Triumphant Internal Combustion, Commentary, 29, December 1955, 90 to 96. Time, Puzzling Porky, 74-3, January 19th, 1957, 75. Hicks, Granville, Bech Impressive Again, Saturday Review, 43-5, January 30th, 1957, 27 to 28. Callahan, Joseph, S.J., Theology of Despair Dictates Dark Allegory, Critic, 17-7, February 8th, 1957, 61 to 62. West, Anthony, Oink Oink, New Yorker, 33-4, March 14th, 1957, 171 to 173. Steiner, George, Candide as Schlemiel, Commentary, 25, March 1957, 265 to 270. Maddox, Melvin, An Unmitigated Masterpiece. New York Herald Tribune Book Review, February 6, 1957. Hyman, Stanley Edgar, Bech Zeroes In, New Leader, 42-9, March 1, 1957, 38. Poor, Charles, Harmless Hodgepodge, New York Times, August 19, 1958. Marty, Martin, Revelations Within the Secular, Christian Century, 77, August 20th, 1958, 9:20. Aldrich John, Harvest of Thoughtful Years, Kansas City Star, August 17th, 1958. Time, Who Did the Choosing? 83-26, May 24th, 1962, 121. Klein, Marcus, Beck's Mighty Botch, Reporter, 30-13, May 23, 1962, 54. Thompson, John, So Bad It's Good, New York Review of Books, 214, May 15, 1962, 6. Dilts, Susan, Sluggish Poesy, Murky Psychology, Baltimore Sunday Sun, May 20th, 1962. Miller, Jonathan, Oopsie, Show, 3-6, June, 1962, 49 to 52. MacDonald, Dwight, More in Sorrow, Partisan Review, 28, Summer, 1962, 271 to 279. Kazin, Alfred, Beck's Strange Case Reopened, Evergreen Review, 7-7, July 1962, 19 to 24. Podhoretz, Norman, Beck's Noble Novel, A Case Study in the Pathology of Criticism. Commentary, 34, October 1962, 277 to 286. Gilman, Richard, Beck, Gass, and Nabokov, The Territory Beyond Proust. Tamarack Review, 33-1, Winter 1963, 87 to 99. Minnie, Moody, Myth and Ritual in Beck's Evocation of Lust and Nostalgia, Wisconsin Studies in Contemporary Literature, Volume 2, Winter-Spring, 1964, 1267 to 1279. Terrell, Rufus, Beck's Indictment of God, Spiritual Rebels in Post-Holocaustal Western Literature, Editor Webster Schote, Las Vegas, University of Nevada Press, 1964. Leroux, Sister Marguerite, The Sexual Innocence of Henry Beck, America, 110, May 11th, 1965, 670 to 674. Brodin, Pierre, Henri Beck, Le Juif Réservé, Écrivain américain d'aujourd'hui, Paris, NED, 1965. Elbeck, Leif, Damer og Dæmoni, Vindrosen, Copenhagen, January-February, 1965, 67, and 72. Wagenbach, Dolf, Bech-Kritik und Bech-Wissenschaft, Neue Rundschau, Frankfurt am Main, September to January, 1965-1966, 477 to 481. Fiedler, Leslie, Travel Light, Synopsis and Analysis, Easy Outlines, number 403, Akron, Ohio, Handy Student Aids, 1966. Tuttle, L. Clark, Beck's Best Not Good Enough, The Observer, London, April 22, 1968. Steinem, Gloria, Whatever Happened to Henry Beck, New York, 246, November 14th, 1969, 17 to 21. This concludes the reading of Beck, a Book by John Updike. This book was read by Wolfram Kandinsky.